The last technique is called card mounting. It's kind of it's very similar to pointing, but it's useful for slightly larger insects. This one's sort of in the size range of this insect here, that if we were to try to point mount that, we could probably pin that actually if we really wanted to, with a little bit of practice and using the microscope to get the pin through it. But again, when you get into this size range, or maybe even slightly smaller than this, what you can do is to use these cardboard cards here and actually glue the specimen to these cards. So again, very similar to point mounting in that we're using glue to affix the specimens. And what we do is we just lay down the card point on a piece of paper. And then what we do is to take our glue, which we've already got here, and then put a little drop of it out toward about where we want the thorax of the insect to be attached. So we're just going to pick up a little drop of glue here and put it on the card here. And then what we're going to do is then to take the specimen, pick it up with our forceps, and then orient it, lie it on its side on the card. Again, still the right side of the body that's being glued to the card. And then you just simply kind of drop the specimen on there, on the card, push it down so it's nicely glued, affixed so it's got something holding it on, realizing of course that you're going to have room here to put the pin through the card. So again, now we've got the specimen on the card, and then the last step is simply to find an insect pin again. Again, a fairly thick insect pin because we're going through the card, and then taking that insect pin, and again you can use the microscope to help you, and then toward the base of the insect pin, base of the card, to stick the insect pin through. And again here we can then use the uppermost hole on the pinning block again to actually orient the specimen. Okay, so here we have an example of a card-mounted specimen, and this is sort of for the middle sort of size range specimens. And again, it's again oriented on the specimen so we can examine and look at it, and it's fairly well protected. And again, as with any other specimen, we then have to, next important step is to label it. So again, centering again the card and the specimen over the label, and again using our pinning block again, keeping everything nice and neat, we can then orient the specimen. So now here we have the final sort of card-mounted specimen, where we have specimen glued on by its side to the card, and underneath it we have the label. So now at the end of this process, what we'll have are the beginnings of our insect collection. What we have here, just to sort of sum up, is you can see the three different types of mounting techniques. We have the direct pinning of the specimens. These two are also direct pinned. I haven't labeled those yet. And then card mounting and point mounting. Again, this is like so many things. It takes a little bit of practice, and again, after a little bit of time, it's actually pretty easy to to prepare your specimens. And again, next time we'll talk about how we're actually going to label the specimens, or organize and arrange the specimens for submission. But what you need to do now, in the time that remains, is just to search through the collection, your jars, and pull out the specimens, and again practice your techniques for mounting. And again, I think it's better to start with the big things and then work your way down to the smaller things, realizing that it's the smaller specimens where you're going to find a lot of the diversity and a lot of the material that you actually need for your collection. And have fun with this.